We're live.
We should be live. Also, the think that like we need theme music. There's this. I talk often about how I was on Play TV back in the '90s, and there was a Green Day song that the guys would always play when Two Guys on a Couch would start. And at this point, starting up this weekly live stream, I keep remembering, and coming to you live from Rancho Cordova. You know, that's
Yeah.
because
I think that.
it's just this weird little thing. Even though it's dogs at first, but and now coming to you live from Sacramento, California, and the weird ditch just outside of town. It's Two People Crafting with your hosts Felicia Kelly and Odin Abbott. Hey guys, how's it going?
Hi.
Hi.
So how are you doing?
I'm tired.
I was gonna say, did you get any sleep after Halloween?
No. I've spent. Immediately after, so we had a Halloween live stream, and I just realized I haven't put that into the live stream playlist, so I'll do that for you guys. Immediately after that, cleaned up a little bit, and I did take a nap, so I think I slept for about 90 minutes, and then I got up and had to finish this week's video. I've got a sponsorship for this week, so I had to get the video done early. Yay, sponsorships! So I had to get the video done early and sent off to Cosplay Central so they could put their little tags and bumpers on it.
Yay, Cosplay Central! Sorry.
Yes! No, seriously. And then they're going to send it back to me so I can then post the identical video that they're going to host on my channel, so it's all the same for everyone, because Michaels is paying for it. Michaels, the craft company. Yay! And so...
I love Michaels. Sorry.
Oh, yeah. Totally happy.
I totally use their coupons back and forth. Anyways.
Yeah, exactly.
Competitor
coupons back and forth. Definitely. And finally, I got a sponsor that is actually in sync with the channel. It's a craft store with a cosplay aisle. I can go into the craft store and I can see a picture of Evil Ted, and I can see
It's like coming home.
It's like coming home.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I feel like craft stores can be like a drug sometimes.
A bit.
Just all the shit. Ooh, and I need this. And I need that. And look at that.
And look at that. Actually, I just did that recently. I've also go to the Blick store very often. You know, Blick carries HD foam, so I can go buy that off the shelf. But Joe, the guy who's wearing the Gundam costume, Next Grade Gunpla on Instagram, he and I went to the Blick store, what was that, Friday? And we just actually walked up and down the aisles and inventoried the place. It's like, oh, they have Angelo's leather paints. I didn't know I could buy that here. You know, and then you walk up and, they have casting materials. It was like, that was really fun.
I know, it's all the projects that you want to do.
Yeah.
It starts, like, the hamsters start running.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
And you can see them, yeah.
They have HO scale and N scale people and plants for doing architectural dioramas. They don't carry the rolling stock of the HO trains, but they have a lot of the little scenery things because of making model houses.
Yeah, and also other tabletop games that need those kind of...
Other tabletop games that need those kind of things.
I'm just saying.
Right.
There's more than just the direct market. There's some of these sub-markets
that can use it. Yes, definitely.
Anyways,
I see a lot of action happening in the chat. Let's pop that out and see if that's saying anything. Oh, you know what? I can shut up and let you talk for a minute.
That's okay. I was going to ask you a question. I wanted to really focus on making the seam invisible because there isn't a seam here, but we added one.
Right, because this is what we're talking about is the back plate for the Witcher armor. Oops,
this way. Yeah.
And we have this one seam here that is not perfect.
It looks much better on camera, but right here it's really obvious to me, especially.
So one of the big lies of cameras and everything else is it always looks better on camera.
It really does. You think it doesn't, but you have to do a lot of distressing to really let the distressing show up. Like, you'd be surprised about how you do a little bit, and you're like, it's not enough. But you're always afraid to do more because distressing is ruining
Right.
But yeah.
Like this is actually the battery's a little low, but it's way brighter on camera than it is to us because the iris from my camera is set for the light in this area, and it doesn't automatically adjust like our eyes do. So to me right now, this is bright. I can see it, but it's brighter on TV.
It is way brighter on TV.
So LEDs are great because they always look way brighter.
Okay, so which stuff do I need to go grab for the seam?
All right, what I want to do to fix that seam, there's I call it a yogurt container because it's the plastic cup with the yellow lid. It's called Alex Fast Dry. So what I'm going to use to fix this seam is what I suggested to William Shakespeare. It's Alex Fast Dry. And honestly, I had a viewer tell me about it first time. And at this point, because I'm a horrible person, I can't remember your name. So if you're watching, thank you for turning me on to this. But I'm sorry, sir. I don't remember who you were. No, we're good.
No spackles or brushes?
No.
Okay.
This it's literally wall spackle. This is the same stuff you'd use to repair drywall. Well, this particular one specifically says flexible on it. It's made to be flexible for the recurring cracks you have in your home if you're repairing it. So it actually works on foam. Now it's not flexible to the point that it's going to survive
Bruno, all done.
Bruno barking or massive folding, but it can handle it. So you put this on, you paint over it, and it does a really good job.
Do you think that would have solved our seam problems on flats?
Maybe.
I know that those get a lot more.
Right. They get a lot more, but the flats would have to be really close to begin with, and after 2 or 3 shoots, that's really hard to do.
No, I know, but every shoot you take them apart, put them back together, and I'm just wondering if if it would have solved any of my issues or not really.
It could have.
Could have.
It could have.
Okay.
I know some of the shoots I've seen happen here, they will go through and spackle them, do mud or spackle on them.
Yeah.
But the rate at which we were putting the things up at Smosh and using them, I don't know.
No, I know, because sometimes it's a completely different other set.
Right.
So that was my question. If that would have been because it was flexible, if it could handle the being knocked.
What's this? There we are.
What are people saying hi as?
Nice. Yep, lots of people saying hi. I got hi from France.
All right, Bruno, this is why we end up with little footprints on things.
We got Osmanyor saying, hey, Odin, big fan, love your stuff. Thank you. Sorry I horribly mispronounced your name. Epic Cardboard Props. Yes. Hey, Odin and Felicia, love your live stream, guys. Right on. Hello, Epic Cardboard Props. Love your stuff.
Yes, cardboard.
Yeah, well, no, he does. He's
no, I'm impressed because cardboard is not easy.
Yeah. And he's not wrongfully named if you haven't seen the channel.
No, I know.
Okay, good. I didn't know.
No, I really do like working with cardboard. One time I was on a completely cardboard set. It was all lit up like it was some kind of futuristic Star Wars. Anyways, it was a fun set, and it was all cardboard and blinky lights. And
blinky lights.
And blinky lights.
Okay,
so what are we doing first?
I think before, I probably steered you away from the shelf too quickly.
That's why I asked.
That's why you asked, and I'm being host and not thinking. So this is the back plate again. I mentioned that earlier. We can see that I've got glue going down the center of it. This is just the contact cement that spilled over. You can see the line. I can feel it, which means it'll show through paint.
There's definitely a ridge there.
There's definitely a ridge there. To eliminate the glue from the ridge, which is a positive ridge, I should go get the naphtha.
Oh, naphtha?
Yeah, it's
is
in
that like Felt's naphtha?
What's that?
Never mind. Felt's naphtha is stuff we use to get out stains in the shop. So naphtha is just a...
Yeah, well, it's NAPHTHA.
Yeah.
Naphtha. How do you pronounce it?
Yeah, Felt's naphtha. It's a weird name, so you acknowledge... Sorry.
It's effectively one of the solvents, that and xylene are a couple of the solvents in contact cement and plastidip.
I wonder if it's a similar ingredient.
It could be.
In the stain remover.
But this one, you want gloves. Respirator isn't a bad idea. This is one of those fantastically neurotoxically horrible chemicals.
And we're using this why?
Because it'll take the contact cement off.
Oh, perfect. Let's do it. I'm going to see what people are saying. Let me kick over my platform so I'm not short. Hi, Odin. Hey, Odin. It's Nicole from Patreon.
Hey.
Hi, people. Hi from Indiana. 40 degrees here. How you dealing with the lack of motivation? We'll get back to that one.
I'd answer that if I had any motivation.
Right. What is the red helmet in the background? Which red? Oh.
Which there's 2 helmets in the background. There's one up on the shelf that you can't really see. So the easy red helmet in the background. It's one of Ahsoka's troopers. This is a project I had on my channel not too long ago. when, what was it, September? When I finally got, because I had promised my patrons I'd make 3 different Clone Wars helmets. And the ARC Trooper or ARC Trooper was one of them. And so to make it a little more interesting, I decided to make it one of Ahsoka's squadron, which I don't remember the squadron number right now, 303 or something like that. Somebody else will let me know. But, my excuse, I had 30 minutes sleep, so I don't care.
Okay.
No, it's okay. There's actually a lot of trivia I don't know, so it's all good.
Those are gloves? I thought those were wipes.
Because of COVID, getting gloves, or at least a few months ago getting gloves, was a real trick. So I was very pleased. I was able to find extra large, or these are just large, gloves. They're like orange on the inside, they're black on the outside, super heavy duty. It was like $10 for 40 gloves.
But they're pretty.
They're pretty. They're thick. They're way overkill. I'd rather get more of the Harbor Freight blue ones.
Well.
But, Harbor Freight, doing the right thing, took their entire stock from all their stores and donated it to the healthcare facilities.
Well, that's a good cause.
Yeah.
So. Thank you, Harbor Freight. And now you get cool.
And now I get these cool ones until things start coming back into stock again. So yeah. It's really, really hard to be upset with somebody who's doing basically the right thing.
I know, right?
Yeah.
But those are cool. I honestly thought you had some kind of wipe. I was like,
Right.
ooh, what's good? Oh, they're just gloves.
No, they're just gloves. May I have a paper towel, please?
Yes. There you go.
Thank you.
Okay.
And I'm going to reach across for that.
Oh yeah, you gotta pop that thing open, huh?
Yeah. Well.
Aren't you not supposed to breathe that?
No, you're not. Oh, we got something yellow. What happened with the yellow?
Dahi?
My glasses are off, so I can't read it.
Dahie.
Dahi. D-A-H-I-E?
Dahi.
Okay, Dahi. Hello,
Yes.
Dahi.
Happy late Halloween, Day of the Dead. Love watching your projects. Stay awesome and continue to create the beautiful work. And they donated $10. Wow. Thank
Sweet.
you.
Thank you very much.
Didn't know you.
And yeah, well, we didn't celebrate Day of the Dead technically, but we participated in Day of the Dead by being emotionally dead.
Yeah. Yeah, no, that's like the time I'm never awake.
Right.
It's the complete opposite time. So yes, I was quite dead. That's for sure.
So I've just got a little bit of the naphtha on the paper towel, and honestly, it doesn't take long. None of the cameras are set to be focused
Which
in
one?
tight. You can try 2,
Yeah.
but it isn't really getting too tight. It's already kind of starting, but this may take a little longer than I thought.
So is that just acting on the glue or the foam?
It's
or
just
both?
acting on. Well, there's a tiny bit acting on the foam, but the EVA foam is fairly chemical resistant to most of the chemicals.
Okay, so we're getting that rough glue edge.
Yeah, so we're just getting the rough glue edge down, and it's going slow. That's interesting. Usually it goes
We're
way
on live
faster.
camera.
That's it. I've got an audience.
Yes. No. This. Woo.
Yeah, exactly. Isn't it wonderful? Honestly, Punished Props did a full video on different solvents, including not solvents, different glues, including contact cement, and how to clean up contact cement. On the outside, how to clean your stuff up.
Yeah.
And Barge was the one that they were using because Barge actually makes a contact cement thinner, and I think they're the only brand that does. But I found that this worked because of this is what you use, orxylene, to thin out the thick plastic dip that comes like the Pringles cans. You can thin it with that and then actually spray it through a gun if you wanted to. And that was all stuff we figured out before plastic dip was available in an aerosol can.
Yeah. Oh, Jorg Abbott. Is that your cousin? No.
Jorg Abbott?
Jorg Abbott. Your last
Could
name's
be.
Abbott.
My last name is Abbott.
Donated
Could very well be
$5.
related. Thank you, Jorg.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
I think they were talking about the Captain Marvel helmet.
Oh, okay.
But
Then yeah, there's the Captain Marvel helmet. Well, the Trooper helmet fits me, and that one fits you. So there.
so there.
Well, this is a pretty hard helmet to craft in because I can't really look down.
This is getting dust in my eyeballs.
I bet it is. That thing's very dusty.
It is. I can spray it. Yeah, this thing is very dusty.
Something else I've done with the naphtha, as well as I don't have any xylene now, but I did. So if you happen to be spraying a Plastidip and the temperatures are wrong or the stars are misaligned or whatever it is that causes it, and you get that annoying either grainy or where you get a whole bunch of bubbles, so suddenly you get this like SpongeBob SquarePants texture all over your prop.
Swiss cheese?
Swiss cheese, yeah, it's just all little tiny air bubbles, which none of us want. This is the thinner for it, and do the
So
same.
you just put on gloves and then...
Oh, that's all right. We're sitting there breathing it. And you're effectively wet sanding with a paper towel and this lovely chemical. On the Gundam, especially on the feet where it was a horribly sandy type of texture, but we needed to put water slide decals on it, I did this for 5 minutes and got the feet to a smoother, glossier finish than the head was. So, yeah, definitely a nice way to finish off Plastidip if you're not getting the finish that you want.
Interesting. I would have never tried that. I would have thought it would have...
Right, well, you can certainly go too far and take the Plastidip off. That's pretty easy to do.
Yeah, that's what I would have been worried about, but yay for happy accidents.
Hey, happy accidents.
Right?
Well, we got nothing to lose. Let's try this.
Hi, Odin, love from Poland.
Sweet. Hello, Poland.
Hope you all are doing safe right now. Being safe right now.
Doing safe?
Well, they had like...
Yeah.
It's been crazy.
It's crazy everywhere.
This year is just crazy. And we have a hello from Washington. I do the same type of thing with Nerf guns.
Nice. Yes. Yeah, there's a huge modding community and repainting community for Nerf guns. Of course, you watch Adam Savage, so you know that. But people will replace the springs for greater range and full customization on
I worked in
Nerf.
a costume shop. We
Yeah,
used to
you
buy
know
those
that.
things all the time. And it's illegal in the state of California to run around with fake guns that do not have orange tips.
Yep.
But nobody ever wants those orange tips
Nope.
because it makes them look fake.
Yep.
But it's also dangerous. Don't point them at people. You know, basic.
So the beam rifle, which was the last very realistic gun that I made for the Gundam costume, it has a PVC pipe barrel, and I took a small piece of foam dowel and put fluorescent orange gaff tape on the end of it. So I plugged the barrel until we get into the con hall, then you take it out. Still illegal, but at least I'm indoors and not on the street with a gun.
Yeah. Yeah. There's a lot of filming crews. They're like, you can't have that orange tape, but yeah.
No, you don't want the orange tape anyway.
So a lot of times it was just a piece of tape you put on and take off.
That's all it is. And for me, the plug was great because I just stuck it in my pocket, and then when we were done, I'd stick it back in the gun and we'd wander off.
Somebody get you in trouble, be like, I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah. Well, they just tell us we have to have it, and we put it on and until they're not in sight, and then take it off for pictures, and then forget to put it back in. Standard stuff. So it's working. It's just slow.
That's okay. Someone wants to know if... Sorry. Do you think it'll come out with the template from the ARC Trooper helmet?
I need to. What I really need to do with the template for the ARC Trooper helmet is put out my updated chin. I actually had somebody ask recently who was trying to do the Captain Rex helmet.
Is that a hair? In the seam?
Could be. Oh, I can't answer Joyce right now.
Should I?
So I've got a phone call coming in from a coworker, somebody who I won 2 of my Emmys with. She's calling right now, but I can't. I'm not. We don't have short conversations, so.
Oh, okay. So that's a conversation.
Yeah.
Okay. Sorry. Later next time, right?
Right.
All right.
Let's that. Do that. And we do this. And we do this. And we do that. And we do a message. Sorry, can't answer. Doing a live stream right now. Hopefully she called from her cell phone and not from her home phone, because that ain't gonna work if she called from her home phone.
Do you already have the bottom part of this?
I do not.
Okay, that was going to be my next question. And I think this needs to be a little bit... Oh, wait, you have a little bit of a dart in there, don't you?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, there's a little bit of dart in there. So it should hopefully pull in the 2 places. Hopefully.
Close.
Might need to either force the shape with the foam beforehand? Because foam's thicker than fabric, if you hadn't noticed, and so you might have to help it get the shape you want.
No, I know. I'm looking at where everything's kind of lining up, and you're about 1/4 inch off.
1/4 inch off, yeah.
But we can redraw the neckline.
I was hoping the neckline could curl in. That's why I cut it that way.
No, I know. I see
Okay.
that it's coming in. It's just.
Oh, excuse me. 1/4 inch off top to bottom.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This way. It's about off if we want these to kind of line up.
Probably want those to line up. Then we'll just Dremel that. Yeah.
Yeah, like I said, we can redraw the neckline.
Yeah.
But, yeah. But you can squish it together, but I'd rather just kind of put it where it needs to be and then trim it down, then force it, and it's so.
Is that another teal, or is it the same teal from before?
Which teal?
The top of the screen.
Oh, I think it's the same from before.
Is that still Mr. Abbott?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Oh, we got a hello from England.
Oh, excellent. Hello, England.
Hello,
It's dinner time.
I'm hungry already. Question for Odin and Felicia. If you were a zombie in an apocalypse, which prop that Odin has made would you use to fight off a zombie apocalypse?
Okay, so...
Any of these, like, we're in a zombie apocalypse.
So we're
stuck
in...
here.
So
I'd go for a prop. I'd go for other things.
Yeah, I'd go for something real. Yeah, because what I heard was if you were a zombie in an apocalypse, it's like, I probably wouldn't go for anything. I'd kind of wander around aimlessly and be surprised I didn't get sunburned.
Yeah, no, but if you were in a zombie apocalypse.
If I was in a zombie apocalypse, I would go for any of the real things I have in the shop, whether it's hammers or crowbars, which work well for Gordon Freeman. I've got a real machete up there.
That a wooden bat?
That is a plastic bat.
You're right.
Yeah.
You're right, so no.
No, nothing that's hung up on the wall that's obvious to see
ever work.
would do any real good at all.
Damage.
No.
No, like foam,
Nope.
fluff, and plastic.
Nope. Honestly, it's not here right now.
I feel like that L square would do more damage than any of these.
Yeah, this would do more damage than most of the stuff that's on the wall back there, a screwdriver.
Well, you got the T square over there. That thing's pretty gnarly.
Yeah.
But your foam weapons?
No.
I'll chuck a Dragon Ball at him. There you go.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah.
It's a rock.
Right. Now, then it starts to become this toying idea of, all right, so what if they were real? What would you use then? Well, I don't know all the powers and such of all the stuff
I was going to say, can't you
I've
just
got.
act like a dumb zombie and then they leave you alone? Like, what are the rules in this universe?
Depends on which universe you've got. That absolutely works in Walking Dead and...
What's that one with Bill Murray guy?
And the Bill Murray one, but yeah, that was Zombieland. But with that one, he just acted the part and everyone was okay.
Yeah.
Walking Dead, they actually had to mask their scent. I'm trying to remember, there was another one where the guys, like Zombieland, they just acted the part and then all the other zombies kind of fell in.
Yeah.
I don't know which one that one was. But I like the idea of having to mask your scent. Makes them a little bit scarier and a little less of a convenience for hiding.
Yeah. More realism.
Yes, more realism in your zombie apocalypse, because that's what we need.
Right? Okay, so that looks much better.
It's still going to have some feel to it, because it is what it is, but
Yeah.
I just kind of got rid of most of the excess stuff.
Yeah.
And then we can do two different things. Even before I put the Alex on there, we can take the Dremel and put one of the bullet bits on it that's got kind of a slope to it and get the two sides to match up better.
Okay, because there is definitely where they're not quite.
Yeah, especially up towards the top. There's a good millimeter of difference.
Yeah, right here is the biggest.
Actually, it might not quite be a millimeter, but still.
Yeah.
And then that'll also take off the last little bit of the glue that didn't come off. But because I didn't sand the whole thing, it doesn't have
Do we want to do this before we start with that? Because so we can just get them all at the same time, or do you want it?
Sure, yeah. Well, if we're going to use the Alex, it needs to dry. That's why I was jumping on this.
Yeah, that's what I was wondering. Which
I don't know if we're going to need to do the Alex on that because I was trying to put the seams where they kind of belonged.
Yeah, but there's no center front seam.
Oh, okay.
There is a buckles.
There's buckles that
do
go
nothing.
Right.
Because there's no seam there.
There's no seam. Okay.
Even though those buckles would be perfect for holding the shoulders in place.
Absolutely, they would.
They are not connected to the shoulders.
Not even a little bit.
They are connected to the clamshell.
This makes me think I should check.
A reference photo or?
No. Reference photos are on that computer anyway.
That's what I was thinking.
Yeah, that's right. I went to the landline, so that wasn't her. Okay. No, I should. I've got a Discord set up for all my Patreon members to be able to talk directly and ask questions beforehand. And because I'm a horrible host, I forgot to turn it on. Let's see. Next Monday's live stream. Well, we've got Can't Wait. Can we drop questions? Yes, Rodimus Prime. You can drop questions right here. Wow, we answered that question last time, I thought, so that's okay. Rodimus is asking, can we drop questions here? And if so, my question is, have you ever laughed so hard while making a prop that you screwed up the paint or over it or cut yourself? So the literal words are that you screwed up the paint or over it or cut yourself. So I don't quite know what over it means. I mean, I've certainly been over a number of things.
Yeah, I was going to say, there's been a few props where I'm like,
I'm over this.
Yeah. But
I'm going to steal my stand. Yeah, especially when I was shooting in Zots. So if you haven't been around my channel the entire time, my sets changed. When I had my first set where the wall was flat behind me and it was much brighter lit, there's another a couple episodes where I have a friend named Zot. His name is Scott. Zot was his nickname, XOT. He would often come out and tease me and we'd joke around because I was shooting in his detached garage extra shop that he had on his property. And yeah, there's more than once that, not because of an error on the prop, but just because someone else is in the room and being goofy, that had to redo stuff. So definitely there. As far as...
That was before you were in the back of Smosh? Yeah.
No, that was after this, back in the Smosh.
You're right, because you were back at Smosh. And then you
Right.
went over and you had that space.
Mm-hmm.
And is that... Then you came here?
Then I came here.
Then you came here.
So
Bruno is
Bruno's barking at the roll-up door. Right, because when I started DIY Prop Shop, I was already working with Smosh. The people who ran DIY Prop Shop ultimately also ran the Smosh channel. And so it was very easy for me to just shoot in the Smosh facility on Saturdays and Sundays when on off weeks that they weren't shooting, when it was empty. So that was the background you saw behind me. That was my normal art director shop at DIY Prop Shop. And in fact, if any of you really want to, and you want to go pull up a picture of that or a video of that, you'll see that behind my head, there's an ever so slight of a slant, like a 4-inch pipe. That's the sewage pipe from upstairs. So every time
at Smosh?
Yeah, at Smosh.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. You remember that?
Right
Right above the workbench.
While we were filming down there, we all knew.
We all knew. Everyone could hear it. Come on down through the pipe. Yep. So yeah, that's what's hanging over my head. Anyway, at some point when DIY Prop Shop and Defy Media changed ownership, all of a sudden I couldn't do stuff there without corporate people in the building as well, because I was technically a contractor. And that's why I had to go to Zots.
Yay for technicalities.
Yay! Oh, it was a horrible thing. But then I kind of thought about it. I was like, wait, I'm all set up. I should just start doing my own channel. And Zot was like, yeah, go for it. And so...
And here we are.
And here we are. So thank you, corporate.
You know, happy little accidents.
Happy little accidents.
So you wanted to get that drying before we glued this.
Whatever. We'll do it all at the same time.
Okay, well we gotta glue this so it needs to dry.
Right.
Or cut out the bottom pieces.
Oh,
That's a Toby.
that's a Toby.
Yeah, he kind of followed me here.
Right. No, I just kind of wish Bruno would stop, because I'm been on too many production sets, too many PBS shoots, where being aware of fire alarm beeping, smoke alarm beeping, leaf blowers, dogs barking. It's hard to not let. It's a live stream. I don't think we care, but I care.
You know that level of professionalism we're trained to ingrain.
Yeah, we're trained to try and do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then there's Bruno. There's a reason I wasn't bringing Bruno for a while.
For a while, right? And he behaved the first couple times.
Right.
He's been pretty vocal this week.
He whines the whole time if I take Toby and not him. So
Right.
we're giving him a chance.
Yeah, we're giving him a chance.
Anyways, so
do
you want to do the bottom half or connect these?
Let's connect these, and then I think I've still got the approximate pattern piece for the bottom half.
Yeah, it's right there.
Okay, so we can figure out what that is. But if we connect them first, then we can try and get the bottom half to be what we want. Okay, I thought I had a piece that actually had the shape.
Did you? You might have. It's probably over there. Because I know you were freehanding this.
There's those.
Yeah.
That's the piece.
backwards.
Okay.
That's slightly bothering me. No, Bruno, all done.
So on my Discord, the Jester442 is asking, sorry that you lost Zot, Odin. Yeah, if you're not aware, I don't want to make this show a downer, but my friend Zot passed away a couple of years ago. It's getting close to, yeah, it's going to be 2 years here, almost right now.
Wow.
And asking how long was I friends with him. Almost 20 years. Actually, I first met Zot. He came in as a contractor working with me at Play TV, which was 98. So I knew Zot 20 years. And yeah, he was an awesome guy. He was a giant, boisterous, loud theater geek. He loved D&D and loved being the DM and loved wacky. His main characters for in D&D would often wear bunny slippers. So that was Zot. If you can't tell. Okay, so what are we doing?
Well, these are kind of the shapes of which, but they're not quite right.
No, because these shapes are the top angle shape.
Yeah.
Right.
And not the bottom angle. So they don't quite, but it's not that bad.
We could probably go with poster board and figure it out from this.
Yeah.
So probably put these together to get the shape we want. So we want to go ahead and context them at the edges.
Yes.
And then, since this is the hard part,
we're going to start
this end. Yeah, the bottom.
And then we'll true up that.
Because that's pretty close. Like you said, it's off. I got one that goes up a little higher.
But as long as it looked, I would meet up with this.
Yeah, go down there. Because
Right
I don't
there.
think that's going to matter.
Yeah, this looks better. And then they're just slightly off at the top, but we'll clean that up.
Right. Well, the hope was that it would pull in.
Yeah.
And that's why it's off at the top. All right.
It will pull in, but that's not why it's off at the top.
No, actually it is, because I intentionally made it, well,
I know,
the V.
Yeah, there's a V there. I'm just still saying that this one's still
As
slightly
far as
taller.
one being taller, that off. Yeah,
That's what I was talking about, was
Right.
the off, not the V is right. I noticed your dart.
So for the third or fourth time, I was off about how she was talking about which was off.
We were, yes.
Yes.
But we're noticing
Because-
different things.
Because we're both tired.
Right? Who has slept?
Who has slept? Not me. I made a video.
Hello, phone. Oh, wait, you got another.
Okay. Nice. Oh, Jaden L. Oh, no, Jaden, you're. So let me interject with Discord. Jester442, your name just updated to Jaden L. So now I know you are Jaden L. Hey, how's it going?
Hi, Jaden L.
Jaden L. And he's I think specifically the one Patreon member. You know, we talked on Halloween as well. The live streams we talked about dads, and so he's here because of the live streams that we're doing now.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
So Lord Khan.
Sorry. Is it C-O-N or K-H?
K-A-N. K-A-A-N. Khan.
Okay.
Khan.
So it's actually probably legitimately a name.
Khan also means king, and
Yeah, it means king. No, I know a number of people who've worked with people who were named Khan, and I've known a person named Khan. But of course, those of us that watch too much Star Trek,
it's Khan.
It's
Yeah.
Khan.
Anyways, Lord Khan donated €5, so there's that.
Oh, sweet!
Right?
Oh, that's awesome. Thank you, Lord Khan.
And then we got hello from the Netherlands.
Excellent. So there's a long one that I can't read.
Which one?
Okay. Hello, Odin and Felicia. Hello from England. Been a fan since DIY Prop Shop. Wanted to watch the Halloween stream. Was asleep. We pretty
Don't
much
blame
were
you.
too. When are we going to get the Odin Makes sister channel, Felicia Sews?
Felicia Makes, so Felicia Sews. That's up to you. To be honest, this was part of a trial for her to see if she was interested in doing it. You were actually looking at setting up a studio at one point, you were telling me.
Yes, I had it all going, and then 2020 hit, and that changes plans
Yes,
all
it
over
does.
the place.
All
so
over the place.
it's just kind of those. We'll see.
Yeah, we'll see. Hopefully that'll happen, and getting her exposure here first is probably going to help her a lot. And
Yeah, and it doesn't hurt that my job's going really well right now, so
Right.
I can't complain.
yes.
Yeah, I went to school for fashion design and marketing, and I work at a bridal designer's now, doing a bunch of patterning and dressmaking, and I love it. And it's design week next week, so
Right. So it's the best.
so yeah, we'll see.
So I got a
It's
hair dryer,
2020.
but I'm going to try and keep it out of the microphone as much as I can.
Where's my coffee? I want my coffee.
It's over here. I didn't put contact cement in it.
Yet.
Not at all. I wasn't really planning on it.
No, just teasing.
That's not the right car hole to put in your coffee.
No. Okay, let's see. How's the winter costume coming along? Honestly, can't complain.
Right.
We only work on it on the live streams.
Right. So we only work on the. I'm concerned about having a mechanical noise. We're only working on it during the live streams, which means every 2-hour block we get anywhere from 15 minutes to 45 minutes worth of work done. So it's going pretty slow.
It's not the normal baking the cake magic.
No, it's not. This is way more of the actual what's going on. I have to turn the hair dryer on. It has gotten just. So we're in Central California. It never actually gets cold by anyone else's point of view in Central California. However, to chemicals, it is now cold, and they take a lot longer to set up because it's below room temperature.
Yay for chemicals.
Yay, chemicals.
At least we get to use it towards our advantage.
No, Jaden, I'm not doing anything else down there. I guess, so I had the hair dryer, and I turned it on, and I had it down here, and I was doing this. And I suppose that was just a little too,
Jeez, you're fired.
polishing my doorknob collection or something like that.
This pen sucks. It's not drawing.
Yes, that pen does suck. I only brought it out because it had, when I was wearing gloves, I could use that end to control my phone.
Stylus, right?
Yep. Because my phone will control the camera, so I can hit on remotely.
There you go.
Greetings from Serbia.
Serbia? Wow,
Me
hello.
and my brother recreated some of your props. Captain's Shield, Stormbreaker, and I'm going to pronounce it How do you say it?
Mjolnir? Mjolnir?
Mjolnir?
Yeah, Thor's hammer.
No, I know, but I always feel like I'm butchering it when I try and say it.
Mjolnir, yeah. Just in the sphere is Gungnir. It's kind of weird to say.
Yes.
Because it does not fit in my English mouth. So.
But yay for
words.
making projects.
Yes, yay for making projects, and that's awesome, guys. That's cool to hear. I love it when people make the stuff that I was showing off because it makes me feel, like I'm doing my job. And this isn't anything against you. The only thing that I think is cooler than somebody who actually does the project that I've done is when they look at what I've done and figure out how to apply that to their own personal project that's not something I specifically did. And that's freaking impressive. I love that. But anybody who actually makes this stuff is still impressive, especially how many people, and this may be true for you guys too, how many people, it's their first time. They've never tried doing anything like that before. And I'll look at it and go, that's way better than my 100th time. Yeah, it's very cool.
But sometimes it's nice to see you make all the mistakes first.
Yeah. So I try to show the mistakes.
Right?
So I've got one layer on. We've talked through all this. I've got my contact cement on. I've got a layer on each half. Normally, at this point, you could take the two halves and stick them together because that's how contact cement works. I'm going to take a note from Evil Ted and put a second coat on because what the foam's a little tougher and
That's a central.
it's a
stress
central
point.
stress point.
Yes, and then we're also going to clean it up anyway, so you might as well just super glue it.
Right, and we can always take a little bit of the 2mm wet the foam and reinforce the backside of it with a strip,
Yeah.
which probably is a pretty good idea actually.
Can I steal the sewing machine from you?
Yeah.
I'm just gonna.
Do we want to just?
It's all plugged in. Just bring it over. There we go.
Make sure of me. All right.
We got a hello from Las Vegas, Nevada. It's 85 degrees right now. That's
Nice.
my kind of temperature. And
I've had family that lived in Las Vegas, or specifically Henderson. So yeah, that's awesome.
we got a hi from Massachusetts.
Excellent.
Send some of that weather my way. Hey, Odin, more Fallout 4 projects, please.
What was that? More Fallout 4?
Projects, yeah. No.
Oh, are we doing any more? Or
No, he's just asking for more.
oh, okay.
Fallout 4.
Well, yeah. I'll be honest, I've played Fallout 4 for about 30 minutes. I played the game long enough for the robot butler helper guy to show back up again. And that's as far as I ever got in the game. And that's not a dig on the game. It's just I was borrowing somebody else's laptop because at the time I only had a Mac and it wasn't working on a Mac, the game. Still love the look, love the art, love the lore. So totally a Fallout fan, even though I've hardly played any of the games. I know cosplayers that have done the Fallout Vault suits because they enjoyed the Vault Dweller mobile game.
John Curl says, I apply what I learned from your videos to my stuff all the time.
Sweet. Thank you, John. Looks like Jaden's the only one in the Patreon Discord server right now.
Well, special.
Special.
Jaden. You know, I just sewed this without it being threaded. Did I? Yeah, I totally
Really?
did. Yeah.
Awesome.
It was threaded earlier today, but I unthreaded it.
Okay.
Right before we started, and I didn't realize.
They didn't really rethread it. Yeah.
Hey, look at it. Made it stay, though. I'm quite impressed. Oh, well. Okay, let's try this again.
Of course it did.
The heat gun's actually quieter than the hairdryer.
Is it going to be too much heat though?
For drying, maybe, if I was a little more careful, but I'm actually wanting to, I'm trying to heat up the collar line so I can bend
So
it.
it's easier to...
Yeah.
Okay, that makes more sense. What's your favorite food to eat when you take a break from making costumes and props? And what do you like ordering from your favorite fast food restaurants, or do you make something yourself?
Fun. Very, very large multi question. Well, if you can't tell from my incredible physical stature, I'm really good at eating.
I am too, but I don't think y'all can tell.
I don't make that much because I spend a lot of time at the shop, and my options here is hot water and a microwave. So there isn't a whole lot that I make. When I do make stuff here, I'll do a lot of breakfast burritos. I've got a little bowl that I can scramble an egg in the microwave, and then roll that up in a tortilla with ham and cheese, or some other meat and cheese usually. When I go out and order, I'm all over the place. I'm usually a lot of fast food. I just had Chipotle. I enjoy the barbacoa burrito from Chipotle. I go to Mod Pizza a lot, eat a lot of pizza. I like Mod Pizza because I can get my own, because I'm usually going with Joe, and he's got a few allergies, so there's specific things he can and can't eat. It's a lot easier to get our own personal pizzas. And right now I still go to Carl's Jr. a lot because they're still serving the spicy Western bacon cheeseburger. I like spicy foods, so getting the Western bacon cheeseburger I've always liked. Getting one that has jalapenos and pepper jack cheese on it, that works for me.
Yeah. I tend to escape my work with a cup of coffee when I need to walk away from projects, because, you know, when you're in a bad mood, things just don't go together well, and you need to walk away.
Yes.
I often walk away to a cup of coffee, and I come back. When I'm hungry and I'm working on projects, I tend to go for red meat on whatever the menu get passing around, because I need that iron, because I find I get shaky if I don't have iron in me, so I'll go for the red meat hamburger, roast beef sandwich.
Yeah.
But that's just personal.
Actually, protein does more for perking me up than caffeine does anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah, so totally.
I'm a
understand
huge
that.
milk drinker. That helps me too. But yeah, I escape my project problems with coffee.
So when I'm eating out and not eating something that comes out of a window that's just nasty. I don't really like chicken vindaloo. I really like chicken tikka masala,
Ooh, yeah.
especially because I can get those extra spicy, beyond white boy spicy. It's nice. Pretty disappointed by most chicken wings anymore. They're chicken wings. They taste like chicken wings, but they're not really spicy. I would love to go on the Hot Ones show. I have no idea if that can actually happen or not, but I just look at a lot of those and go, that sounds good.
That is not me. What is going on? I'm stuck somewhere. That's not normal.
Was it First We Feast, Hot Ones? Something like that.
Oh, it's stuck up in there. It wrapped around a couple times around the top of my thing.
Oh, that sucks.
Well, at least I know what it is and I can fix it.
Okay, man.
There we go. That's what happened.
All right, that's a little better.
I was trying to figure out why it was pulling out. It's because it got wrapped around.
That would do it.
Yeah.
I put a little too much into it at first. I'm so used to wearing a microphone, I'm concerned about doing this, but I don't have one on. We got a boom mic right now.
Yeah. And then also, we can always trim down the neck
Mm-hmm.
for comfort. But yeah, I see.
And is this?
Yeah, I think it's definitely going to need to be trimmed. But your shoulder seams are right here.
Right, but it's also not necessarily sized to fit me. It's supposed to fit the...
No, I know, but
Body
people
form.
still have about a, the
Yeah,
shoulder
it's
drop.
consistent, okay.
It's pretty consistent.
We might need to put a strip in here to get the back to fit if it's not reaching up high enough.
Yeah, but that's also where we can put the laces so we can make the
That's true.
various sizes. But it's an option. You can always trim down. You can't
It's
add
really
as
hard to
easy.
add, right.
You can,
You can,
but it's easier to trim down. And reshaping a neckline's easy peasy, put in by.
Hey, look, the dogs are on their mark again.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you hear dogs barking. The little brown one, that's Bruno. He's the one that's always barking. And the bigger white and brown spot guy, that's Toby. He is an incredibly mellow dude and has his own Instagram.
Do you plan on releasing templates for the armor by chance? It's not out of the realm of possibilities, but haven't done it yet.
For what we're doing?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, that. Yep, what she said.
Eventually.
Right, eventually. In an ideal world. It's a little better than that.
My wife and I love Wendy's. No Wendy's in Ireland. Oh, Junior bacon cheeseburgers.
Right.
That tomato.
When I was working at the PBS station, we'd go out and get the 4 for $4 all the time. You get 4 little things for $4. It was kind of like an adult Happy
Oh, they still
Meal.
have that, and
They still
I
have
still
that?
get
Yeah.
that all the time because it's Wendy's
fine.
is my favorite fast food.
Yeah. It's one of the few fast food places where I can go and get something and I don't overeat because of the 4 for
What? This is not normal. Oh, I love sewing with vinyl.
$4.
Leather is like 10 times easier, and I know it sounds way more intimidating, but I for sure prefer it.
Same thing, I'm going to make the waist a little oversized.
Hi from the Philippines. It's tropical county, so contact cement dries very fast. Love your
Sweet.
Among Us videos. Planning to make one with my daughter
Oh, awesome.
as the small version. Hope it's going to be great. That's awesome.
That's awesome.
Good luck. And just so you guys know, I'm 5'4", and I was wearing the same one that Odin had, and it fit with comfortable headroom where my head was in the visor.
You were within the visor.
Yeah.
And same thing, my friend Joe, who usually wears the Gundam costume, on my Instagram, there was a couple of pictures of blue and orange. Joe's in the blue suit, and he's about the same height as Felicia. And yeah, he's wore it no problem.
Just, if you guys are wondering, it's easy enough to shorten
Yeah.
that pattern at the ankles, or lengthen it at the ankles.
Right.
So, tried to make it as a versatile pattern as we could. Good luck.
Good luck. And the pieces are huge, and that was intentional to make it easy. Fewer seams.
Yeah.
But to do fewer seams on a full body suit means you got some pretty big pieces.
But yay for one pattern piece.
Yay! Yeah, one repeatable pattern piece for everything. One pattern to rule them all. No.
Yeah. Besides the backpack and visor. But
Yeah, it
those
was
don't
that.
count.
Right. Details.
So I take it the Odin Cooks, i.e. April Fool, years ago episode was a one-off.
Right.
And your use of the heat gun was just an experiment.
Pretty much. Yeah.
We have microwaves here.
We have microwaves here.
There
Right.
are better ways to heat things.
Than cooking that way, yeah. But Neil, same guy I've talked about a few times now, who's he's known food photographers and talked about me getting there with the heat gun to try and get the cheese to melt. He just laughed because he said, yeah, that's exactly what the food photographers do to get the stuff to drip and melt and be bubbly, because you can't have the rest of it hot. It's not going to stay hot, so you just do what you need to do.
Oh no, I totally remember doing all that. I've done that.
Yep.
Yeah, I've been hired to style bubbles. There are
Right.
There.
We're standing on a cushioned floor that you picked up for doing a puppy Super Bowl spot.
Yeah. The random jobs, right?
Right. So thank you, random Puppy Bowl Super Bowl spot.
Yeah, I need to replace this needle, but that's okay. I can just get through this. I got new needles. Did I bring them here and leave them here?
Oh, you did.
Yes. Yay, new needles. But I don't need them now that I'm finished with this. Here, this.
So I get asked about patterns often, and I like putting patterns out, but it actually takes
It takes time to draft patterns.
a lot of time to draft patterns up, and especially to try and make it in such a way that I can then put it on the internet and let it be digestible by anyone.
I've been trying to figure that out because I hand draft patterns,
Right.
and I know how to use the technical pattern drafting, but that's expensive. Anyways,
With my patterns, because all I'm ever doing usually is I'll scan my cardboard ones I'm doing, like this guy right here. I ended up scanning half of it, and then I would at this point I trace it in Inkscape, and then mirror it so I get the one half becomes two halves, and now I know it's symmetrical. But still, doing all those little steps for all the pieces, and depending on how many pattern pieces go into a project, it can take 15 hours to put a pattern together. And usually by the time I'm ready to have to start doing the pattern, I've got less than 4 before everything has to go live. And that's kind of why some of the patterns don't happen, is it's just, I need to get going in the next weekly video, and I need to get other things done that the pattern just isn't happening.
right?
Which isn't cool. And so that's what happened with Captain Marvel. That's what happened with the Phase 2 ARC Trooper. That it's just...
Yeah, no, my pattern draft, I understand.
My copy of Hermione's Time Twister doesn't work, so I don't have, 86 hours in a day.
I almost thought, I was like, oh, did you make one of those for a video?
No, actually, the only Harry Potter prop I think I've made is
Golden Snitch?
the Golden Snitch, which is way up over there right now. Yeah. I think it's the only one I've done. Although I've got a friend that keeps joking, no, I'm telling you, for April Fools, you just Odin Makes Harry Potter wand, and then you just film yourself outside walking in the woods and go, oh, and you pick up a stick. I'm done! And that's the end of the video.
Yeah.
Yeah, kind of. I think
I
I
went to a
probably
friend who
upset
had
some
a-
people, but
Who did a wedding where they hot glued dowels
yeah.
and did that as like little props. I don't know. I thought it was cute. But yeah, Harry Potter wands. You want a stick?
You want a stick? I don't remember the name of the website. There's a website you go to for Harry Potter, and you'll go through the sorting hat process. Have you done that for yourself?
No, but I went to Universal Studios.
Oh,
and
there you
saw
go.
And we went through the little giant sales pitch. Half an hour in line.
Really?
For the Magic Wand experience, which was a sales pitch of here. Now your kid is like heart set on this wand.
On this $50 Bluetooth wand.
Are you gonna buy it? Anyways, so yeah. So I know,
So this website, I went and did it, and what a shock! I got sorted Ravenclaw. So even though I bought a Slytherin shirt specifically to do the DIY Prop Shop episode, what I thought was funny, I went onto Amazon to find a distressed Ravenclaw shirt. That was just the one I picked out of the thin air. I was like, that's the one I want to wear. And I couldn't find one that wasn't cartoony. And so the next best distressed house that I could find on Amazon was Slytherin. So that's why I ordered a Slytherin shirt. Then I get sorted Ravenclaw a few years later.
Yeah. I just manipulate the algorithm to give me the house I want, so I don't really trust the results. So.
Yeah, pretty much. That's real.
Oh, someone said it'd be cool to see you make a broom from Harry Potter, but they're just, I don't know. But yeah.
The Nimbus 2000, yeah.
Yeah.
Or over here. All right. I'm going to do the middle section, and then there'll have to be a couple of seams because it's not long enough. I mean, I guess I could go get the huge piece, and I can cut it from one piece if I go cut it out of, like, instead of the little parts.
Do you have black elastic?
I
know you have white elastic. Do you have black?
I've got a little bit of really big black elastic.
That might work. Because elastic would be better than a tie or a strip for holding things to forearms. Oh, there you go. That'll work.
Yeah, I don't...
That's enough. Wait, no, it's not very stretchy. I lied. This sucks. Wait, I may have given you some elastic.
Got that. Everyone keeps their sewing supplies in an open box on the floor, right?
I like this one, but it's not the right color. Hold on. Here. Okay, I'll look. You can keep that.
And then I got this. But
this works.
there's been a lot of elastic requirements for different things that we've been doing recently. Ivan Sarver, he mentioned Mod Pizza. I went to one here in Tacoma, Washington, and I loved it. Want to go back when the pandemic is over. Yeah, there's not one far from the shop here, and it's nice. It's actually fun. I've gone often enough that they know me, that's kind of fun too. Or is that a bad sign? Is it bad when you go to a fast food establishment and they go, "Hey, Odin," is that bad?
As long as they know you for good reasons and not for bad reasons.
Okay, that's
As
true.
long as they're like going, "Oh, dang, it's you again."
It's you again, right.
Everyone goes hides in the back.
So I had a friend, Steve Wisely. He was part of the community college theater group. He did some of the lights, but mostly sound. He did a lot of sound for a lot of theaters in Sacramento. There was one particular night he was going through the Taco Bell drive-thru near his house, and somebody had puppies inside. So all of a sudden he gets this, like, I think it was a golden retriever or something similar. It was a medium to large size. So I wasn't a golden retriever. He was something different. So the little puppy comes out through the window into Steve's, and he's driving an orange VW Bug, right? Or Beetle. And he says, "Yeah, you know it's bad that you go to a fast food place often enough. It isn't that they know your order. It isn't that they know your name. It's the first question is, 'Hey, how's your dog doing?' Geez, your dog's getting big." His dog's name was Gobo, right?
Yeah, Gobo. Oh, I love it. I love it. Yeah, no, I take Bruno and Toby with me all the time to pick up Pollo Loco.
Oh, there you go.
And they're starting to get recognized. I think they're always just surprised at how they don't attack my food. They sit nicely, and I put the food down right next to me, and they don't.
They don't just lunge at it?
Nope, they do not. They know to wait. But I also do get them puppuccinos and stuff like that. So they do know that if they wait, it'll be rewarded, but... Oh, yeah. question, is there going to be an episodes of Felicia Makes? Maybe. We'll see. I have to kind of get things together. What y'all making today? We are making the clamshell for the top of the Witcher's armor.
Right. The actual breastplate and backplate.
I keep calling it a clamshell because that's what we always called it at the costume shop because they look like...
It's totally the right term. I just don't know if everyone out there would know.
Yeah, so I'm sorry. That's the term I'm using to describe.
As far as will you ever get an episode of Felicia Makes, that's actually a good possibility. It has occurred to me that I'm currently the only one, and it's a one-man show. I mean, it's Odin Makes. Who else is going to do it? But at this point, you guys have seen Joe in a number of episodes, and you've seen Felicia in a few episodes and a lot of live streams. So if it comes down to I actually get sick or hurt, yeah, you very well... I haven't asked her yet. You very well could end up seeing a guest host one week because I'm not able to do it.
So does that make me a fairy godmother?
Yeah. Sure, why not?
You know, isn't that the godparents' role? If anything should happen.
If anything should happen, that's true.
That's a big roll of foam.
So here's my little piece of What the Foam. This is the influencer special What the Foam roll.
You can make a whole Oscar the Grouch garbage can.
Pretty much, yeah. So yeah, this is, unfortunately, this is not available for purchase anywhere, but...
Yet.
Yet, yeah, that's probably totally up to the Cosplay Apprentice if a 1 meter by 2 meter piece of What the Foam becomes available somewhere, whatever size this is.
Though, if you contact the manufacturers, they're real human beings. And
It's true.
I feel like they would be open to discussing, especially if you need such a large order for a project.
You're actually very, 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 very right. Here I'm just thinking, yeah, it's not available on Amazon, therefore it doesn't exist.
As somebody who's had to hunt down
Yep.
stuffs for projects, just saying, I like dealing with people, and these are real people who are starting up a real business.
Yeah. And they're real friendly, really nice people. Skylar is the guy's name.
It's weird driving in slow mode.
Yeah, I'm kind of hearing that. You're sewing in slow motion.
Yeah, that's because I'm just tacking. And I don't need to be fast. So anyways, excuse me. This was my cheating way.
Cheat.
Because now it slides on your arm. But I have a little arm, so it's not really. But see, if I was buffer. Odin, your corners bother me. I'm sorry.
Then fix my corner. Do whatever you need.
I will.
It's not a big deal.
No, I know.
I was building on a live stream where my attention is kind of split between fixing, solving, crafting problems and speaking English.
Yeah.
Or whatever bad version thereof that I ramble off and never pronounce
okay.
anything right.
Just don't have hurt feelings. I'm redoing this just a little bit.
Oh, heck no. Hello, Shadow Jim 81. Jake Huss, is this the Witcher show or game armor? We're patterning it more after the vanilla game armor.
Because they use chainmail.
Because they use chainmail. The whole inspiration was we got some of Foam Armory or Ben Eady's foam chainmail. He was nice enough to send some to me just to do it. And so we thought, well, let's do this because we should have enough from one package to do a set of Witcher armor. And we almost did, except we
Wasted some of it?
Yeah, wasted a couple of sheets doing
Exactly.
experimenting. So,
There you go.
Ian Sarver is being very, 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 very complimentary and nice.
Okay.
Ian Sarver is telling us that, now I know I've said this before, but you make my day. When I'm depressed, I can definitely depend on your YouTube channel to make me smile and bring me out of my funk. I just felt like saying that again. So.
Well, I understand depression. My heart goes out to you. And I'm glad that we can help.
Yeah, and I'm glad that we can help. And thank you.
Yes, thank you. Yes.
I'm going to cut this a little big. So instead of cutting on the inside of the line, which is where the end of the paper was, I'm going to cut on the outside of the Sharpie line, which is going to increase the size by, all of a millimeter. But it is...
That makes the difference.
Yeah, because it becomes accumulative, right?
Yeah, like you have to be as on to the millimeter on your paper patterns, because every step of the way you lose your precision. When you cut it, you lose a millimeter here or there. When you sew things together, or you glue things together, or you sand things together, you're losing.
You're losing.
So by the
Right.
time you get down to the final product, you're not the same exact measurements, but close enough, and so.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Right.
Going on the inside
Totally
versus the
is.
outside makes a big difference, and you wouldn't think it. Oh, I'm
Right.
stealing this from you. Sorry. Thank you.
Yeah, lines have width. Saw
Foam
blades.
has width.
What's that?
Foam has width.
Foam has width. I was going to say saw blades have width. Or early on in my making life, it's like, oh, okay, I'll grab a 4x8 piece of plywood, I'll cut them into 4 2-foot sections, and I'll be able to... No, because the last one's going to be half an inch off or a little more, because each time you cut, you're losing the width of the saw. It's erasing from existence that piece of plywood. It becomes dust. So, yeah.
Yeah.
Lines have width.
Who would have thunk?
Engineers.
Yeah, I considered being one of those at one point.
Not a bad plan. Dad was one.
My little sister's an electrical engineer for the state of California.
Awesome.
Yeah. Pretty proud of her.
Yeah, you should be. No small feat.
No, not at all. My grandpa was an engineer for the state of California. He developed a lot of the bridges.
So Jaden, going back to talking about dads, the earliest job I can remember my dad doing, he was working for EEG, I think. It was a company out of Hayward, California. They were developing the folding stairs that come out of the side of public buses, which there were a number of systems that were trying to make work in the early 70s. But the problem was the amount of mechanical stuff you needed to have in order to have those 3 steps, go out flat, to go out down to the sidewalk, to pick somebody in a wheelchair up and bring them back in. That amount of hardware was hard to cram into the front of the bus and maintain the weight and everything else. So Dad came up with a solution that actually is still in use.
Is that where they lowered the bust?
He developed the kneeling bus. Yep.
Okay. I was thinking about that. I was going, they kneel the bus now.
Yep, it's just pneumatics. You let air out of the shocks and the bus gets lower, and it required a whole lot less mechanical in there. And while that may not have been his exact idea, he designed the system that worked and is still in use. Or last I checked, it's still in use. Specifically in the flexible brand buses. To the point that they tried to subpoena him into, or however that term is, you bring someone into a lawsuit, because a mechanic somewhere tried to modify the system to make it better. And they're trying to make it Dad's fault because he didn't plan 25 years in the past that someone might want to tinker with it and change it radically in the future. So he should have been forethinking and making sure that that wasn't possible. Dad was able to basically smart-ass himself right out of it and not be a problem at all. Just point out all the fallacies and problems with what he was being called in for.
Good thing logic won.
Yeah. Being an engineer, I think one of the few comments I remember that he told me about out of that whole question and answer thing, the prosecutor's trying to, break down his ego or his personality, whatever. Anyway,
Yeah.
So it says, "I bet you think you can walk on water too, can't you?" My dad said, "Yeah, sure, no problem. Freeze it first."
That makes a lot of sense. When will pigs fly? Well, when you put them in an airplane.
Yep. May I have the knife?
No, you may not. Yes, of course. Sorry, I keep stealing it from you.
It's the sharp one.
Well, it's the one that's out, and I just need to peel the corners.
Right. So the roll-up door is working again.
I was gonna say, what are they building out there?
They could be building too, but it sounded like the roll-up door was actually being opened up again. So they're barking because the door is being opened, which is what dogs are supposed to do.
Yeah. If we bring the dogs, they bark.
Yeah.
So.
I'm not going to read the whole thing, but Paul's asking about Legend of Zelda builds. I would like to do some Legend of Zelda builds.
You just did the little mask?
I didn't do a Zelda. Oh, we did the
Yiga clan.
I did the Yiga clan mask. Yeah, but
it wasn't a video.
It wasn't a video, right? I forgot
yeah,
about that. 'Cause I don't think about that as
yeah.
Hello back to you in Germany, ZZ Movie. And Logan Darkhorse says, hi, Odin and Felicia. So hello, Logan Darkhorse. Jay Robinson says, Felicia is lovely.
Oh, thank you.
Starius Prime is here, telling us that he has ASMR sewing.
ASMR
sewing? What? Okay, Starius, I know we're 20 seconds in your past. What does ASMR stand for again? It has to do with those audio channels where you're just listening to the natural sounds of stuff at a lower level.
I know it.
But I can't remember what that stands for. It's like audio something or other recording.
Yeah.
I don't know what it stands for.
The sounds of sewing.
Oh, cool. Dan Does Junk says Gundam cosplay build on his channel soon, and he's going to give me a shout out for it. So thank you.
Yay, Gundam!
Starius, who actually works with tools, not just like,
Yeah.
on a bench, but, professionally, is letting us know that the width of a saw blade is referred to as a kerf. And a full kerf refers to 1/8 of an inch, and a thin kerf is 3/32 of an inch, which isn't a half kerf.
That makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
When they mass cut out fabrics,
The more you know.
they use a giant saw that goes right on it.
Right.
And you would be losing about...
Probably about a thin kerf with those types of saws, yeah.
I don't know. They might even do it thick.
Well, I'm pretty sure he's... Okay, I'm immediately assuming circular saw, like a table saw.
Well, I'm still just in general the width of a cutting blade.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, it makes a difference.
For sure. So, yes, kerf.
Things you have to think about that you don't know you have to think about till it's too late.
Right, until all of a sudden you don't have 4 2-foot pieces.
Yeah.
Jogo Godlin says, please shout out. Shout out. What's a shout out?
I think you're supposed to shout.
Shout, let it all out. These are the things we complain about. Or something like that.
Yeah.
Tears for Fears. Is that an okay shout out, Jojo?
I'm gluing my hair into this project.
Erico, ASMR. Autonomous Sensory Meridian Response. Oh, hey, Staria says the same thing. It's a fancy way of saying a tingly feeling you get from hearing certain sounds. Oh, interesting.
Interesting.
So something I learned with Starius back in the late 90s when we were doing this whole pioneer live stream internet thing. And some of you may or may not know it. I think most people know it at this point. There is a delay between what I'm saying right now and when you actually hear it. Because I have to say it goes encoded through my stuff, beams through the internet, bounces off whatever in space, and then comes on back, lands in the Atlantic somewhere. I think the Mariana Trench gets it before you do. And then it finally gets to you. And that takes about 20 seconds, maybe 30 seconds. So
that's forever, gee.
That's a whole commercial.
Right?
Speaking of which, we'll be right back after these messages. No, we won't do that. I mean,
Watch them put a commercial right there on the rewatch.
I think I've got the ability to hit a button and do that, actually, but
yeah, but when you rewatch the live streams every once in a while.
Yeah.
And so I'm laughing if they really do put a commercial there.
I found out I can actually program where they happen.
I didn't know. I was always curious about that. Sometimes when they line up perfectly and sometimes when they don't. I was always wondering.
Right. I haven't gone back with the live streams and really tried to massage them a whole lot. I kind of just let them be. But, yeah. Because I did a small trim in the Halloween special. We had a our Halloween special, the Halloween live stream.
Where you got a tour of the studio just...
Yeah. That one was a tour of the studio. We started the live stream, started doing everything, only I had still left it on unlisted, so nobody saw it. But it recorded because, YouTube's like, yep, we're doing the thing. So I've actually got a bit of a trim, so there isn't like a minute of Felicia standing in the parking lot at midnight.
Just staring at a wall.
Just staring at a wall in an industrial area. Totally safe.
Oh, I had my dogs. Bruno would have barked at him.
Wow. Logan Dark Horse. He's taking what he's learned from both of us and currently making a 5th edition Dragonborn body cosplay with wings and a tail too.
Ooh, I love it. Okay.
Yeah.
So I made Toby a dinosaur costume with the tail and wings.
Uh-huh.
And I love wings.
Yeah. I need to do wings.
Wings are a fun one, and tails are also a fun one because you have to figure out how the mechanics of them work. And
Right?
yeah, Toby's really good about his tail. I was surprised.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah.
He
Too
didn't-
bad Bruno ate it.
Bruno ate it. Of course Bruno ate it.
He also had an alligator costume, and Bruno ate it. Well, they get jealous of each other if one gets to wear clothes and the other one's not in an outfit. And then
I believe
they'll
it.
like chew up each other's stuff. Anyways, sibling rivalry.
Sibling rivalry.
Sibling rivalry.
Am I hawking the heater?
No, actually, I'm pretty good. I did pre-think, and I'm wearing a giant sweater, so there's that.
True. Hello, Shane in Tucson. Oh, Logan says everything's going to be articulated too. That's no small thing. That's not a get it done in a week type time frame that I try and work in. That's pretty awesome.
No, but it's worth it.
It is worth it.
It really is. All those little details and finishing your edges make things look from to.
Yeah.
It's just the edge finishes. But the more details you add into things, the more forgiving you can be.
So I'm going to step a little bit away from the microphone. I won't help a whole lot because Dremels are high pitched. More ASMR. But this is what I was talking about with a kind of a bullet point. I don't know how well you can see the tip. It's got. I can't get too close to the camera because it's not focused close because I forgot to do that today. But you can see it's shaped like the end of a lipstick or shaped like the end of a bullet because I can actually feather the edges. If this was a straight barrel, I'd have to be careful of the corner, like at the corner of this guy here, because it'll make little gouges. But because this rounds off, I'm able to get in and do a little bit to it. What I want to do is I'm going to take the Dremel and the cut flat edge of this is the lower abdomen piece of the armor. I'm going to put a bevel all the way around it so it can glue on in more of the angle that this piece is instead of trying to pretend like there's, the gap doesn't exist.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Yeah, and then I can do the same thing to the back of the armor over there and smooth out the two levels.
Yeah, because they're not pieces of paper.
Nope.
There's depth and dimension. That looks better. That was really bothering me, and now I feel better.
Let me go ahead and put on some eye protection because apparently I'm a role model, so I need to not just joke about safety third, but actually.
Oh, there it is. Where's the other one?
So my apologies for the microphone.
Somebody's saying they really enjoyed the Gundam build.
Oh, cool.
And if you have any more of those what did they say?
Yes.
Multi-part series in the future.
Absolutely. Next week.
Next week. Hey,
Next
look
week.
at that.
It got postponed by 2 weeks because of Among Us popularity and a sponsored video. But I'm going to start, well, for me, later today. For you, next week, I'm going to start doing Mechagodzilla. So.
Mechagodzilla! So that's going to be a big build.
Yeah. That'll be a 6 or 7 month build.
Honestly, with these giant robot Godzillas, I think you need to do a small city that you can trample.
That'd be awesome. Well, hopefully some of the big cons will be open again come spring, and I'll have Mechagodzilla done by spring, and the Gundam and Mechagodzilla can go out and be Ready Player One. because that was the climax of the film, was the Gundam suit and Godzilla. The book, it was Ultraman.
What does it say? Hey, Odin and Felicia, what are your plans for the Witcher build when it's all said and done? Well, we have the rest of the outfit being donated by Thorcules, which is, you have.
Oh, I'm sure I got stuff all over me.
Looks like you're going to go play some football.
That's why you put safety goggles on. The plan with the Witcher stuff is then to put it on top of somebody and then take them to my biggest set of scales and see if they weigh as much as a duck. Because if they sink in water, then they're a witch. Right? Is that how that worked out?
We'll see which Witcher is which.
Which Witcher is which, yes.
Which Witcher is which. Which witch is a Witcher?
What was it? Yeah, so what was it? If she weighs the same as a duck, therefore she's made of wood, and wood burns, so therefore she's a witch. I think that's how that worked out.
Which Mega Godzilla do you plan on referencing?
I'm specifically going to do the first one, 1974 Mechagodzilla, so Mechagodzilla 1. I really like the steam locomotive boilerplate version of that particular Mechagodzilla. Not a huge difference between 1 and 2, but I wanted to do the 74 because I also remember seeing that when I got released in the States in the theaters as a young kid. My mom actually put up with that movie to go take me to it. So, yeah, I'm doing that one.
Aw,
So,
good memories.
That's wrong for Ready Player One because they made up their own version of Mechagodzilla. But I don't care. That's the one I want to make. If I'm paying for it, that's the one I want to make.
How much planning goes into these costumes before you start making them? Depends on how much time I'm given.
Exactly. How much time am I given? How much time do I have? How much have I procrastinated? A good 50% of a lot of these costumes is totally on the fly. For me, with a lot of the builds, I'll figure out what the hard part is, okay, I want to make this one thing. And if that thing works, I can make the rest of it work. And that's usually as much of the planning as I get into.
Yeah, you get the hardest part getting going, and then you can have plans, but then once you're in there,
So sometimes I take myself down a very long, windy, laborious path that there was a shorter way, easier to do, but I'm committed.
Really also depends on the costume.
Right.
Completely. What? Am I upside down? Yes. Okay.
Where are we at?
What are we?
Oh, wow.
How are we doing?
Oh, pretty good. We're well over an hour.
Oh, really? Okay. Sarah Stanley says, "Hi, I'm studying fashion at college, and I was wondering what's the most challenging thing, Felicia, thing fashion or costume related that you have done, Felicia. P.S. Love your channel." Oh, thank you. I don't know if it's the most challenging, but one of my favorite projects I've done recently is the 30-foot tall dress I did. Do you remember that?
I remember that dress.
Yeah, we were filming a music video here for Taylor Parks, and she had to wear a skirt that was 15 feet tall by 30 feet around.
Yep, that sounds right.
And we had to use the same fabric that we draped an entire pink room with, that then had to be also a skirt. And she had to go crawl on top of a giant ladder, and we had one of those fans that they blow up, that they use on sets for making like wind and stuff, and blew up her skirt. And
blew hot air, ran a skirt.
Yeah.
Yeah, Taylor, that was it.
Taylor.
Sorry.
No, it's okay. But that was one of those random, like, oh my gosh, this is the biggest dress I've ever made out of giant pink satin, and it was like so much fun.
That was a lot of fun. I helped a little bit with that video. I helped a lot with hanging all the pink satin in the set.
Thank you with that.
You're welcome. So I was up on a scissor lift for about half a day, tying these pink satin curtains that she made to the grid in the studio with someone else who was helping me. It was Keegan's mom was helping me up there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, she was such a lifesaver.
Yeah.
But yes, so when Odin mentions side quests, that's kind of what I always am roping you into. Would you mind helping me with this random crazy project of draping
stuff,
pink satin over this entire room, and then draping it down and turning it into a giant fluffy skirt? But fun challenges. So that's one of those projects that I've recently done that I really enjoyed doing. That was fashion.
So the ladder we have, it's a 12-foot ladder, A-frame wooden ladder that it is also permanently screwed to a large wooden dolly. It's the one that we push around in the studio to actually work on the lights. That's the one that she had to make a skirt for that would hang over it while Taylor?
Yeah, Taylor.
Oh, I forgot the name again. Taylor stood at the very top of it, so she's outside at the very top of this ladder.
Oh, poor girl was scared of heights. Don't blame you.
No,
You know.
don't blame her either, especially when you got 40 pounds of skirt dragging you down.
Oh, and about 10 people in it.
And about 10 people in it.
I was going to say, missed a spot, but you didn't.
It's okay, I didn't do the other piece yet, so I'm going to get dusty again anyway. So, Starius, if you haven't done a quick search anyway, the Taylor Parks video, the one with all the pink satin stuff in it. What's the name of the song? Is there a link for the video? Can you post it to the YouTube chat so everyone can see this? Taylor Parks.
And it was... Dang, I know the song, and it's in my head.
I know that song.
And you. No, that's the other one.
And you.
We shot it on the same day of that
right.
one, but damn it.
Because that was the same day as the rain one.
Yeah.
The rain rig. Yeah, so there's another video where she's singing in the rain, and same thing, that was shot in the parking lot with the rain rig that I helped build.
I don't remember.
Okay.
But
those are videos that we worked on in this facility, so that was fun.
Yeah.
As well as like 2 or 3, I don't know how videos, how they found me.
Yeah.
Which those have always been a lot of fun.
Yeah, that was one of
And
those.
Starius says, looking!
It's the pink satin one.
It's the pink satin one.
There's a lot of pink satin in that room. Oh yeah, that's when I borrowed your inflatable mattress and got paint all over it. So sorry
yes.
and thank you.
You're welcome.
But yes, remember that?
Yes.
Oh. Sorry and thank you.
Not a big deal. Steve Elvis, where can we get the pattern for The Witcher? We don't have one yet. We're making it up as we go. And I don't know how well we've saved the parts. So creating a pattern after the fact.
These are going to be fine to make a pattern off of. And we have the base, so that's going to be, so we can. It's going to be possible. And if you guys really like it and ask for it, we will.
Yeah. There, how's that for committing?
You guys ask us enough, we will.
Yeah.
No, that's all we're going to get.
What, the 2?
Yeah, right? Slow Dancing, yes, that's the name of the song.
Oh, okay. Slow dancing? Sweet.
Isn't that? She did a few, so I wasn't sure which is which.
Right, well, you shoot 2 in one day.
Yeah.
Yep, there it is. Starius has got a link here. So who said slow dancing?
Patrick.
Patrick did? I'm not thinking for it. I'm distracted by Punish Prop's Trigun Revolver. Ian, I have not seen it, but I saw the thumbnail, and I saw a lot of the work in progress Instagram posts. It looks very cool. Bill's an awesome guy. I got to meet him last year at Dragon Con. So is Britt. I wouldn't say Britt's an awesome guy. She's awesome, but yeah.
I got a tail.
Fertilance X says, "Who is this goddess with you, Odin?"
Jesus.
This is Felicia.
Hi, I'm Felicia.
I've known Felicia for years. We've worked together with another YouTube channel called Smosh, and she's a very accomplished costume designer. So, thank you.
Production designer.
And production designer.
Yeah.
Now I was telling her short. It was a couple weeks ago. She was like, "Do I have to give my credentials every video to prove to people I know what I'm doing?" So I kind of quit trying to do that. Now I'm like,
No, I'm just like, nobody knows who I am.
Right, because you're behind the camera.
And yes, and I have a lot of experience, and even people who do know what I do usually hire me for one specific job because they don't realize that I do a lot of things.
You get pigeonholed in a hurry in the production environment. You do something well, and one person sees it, and they compliment on it, and all of a sudden, wildfire, that's all you know how to do. It's like, Odin's really good at tying his shoes, and that's it.
But I get that from all the different angles.
Uh-huh.
And then also when I change my hair a lot, people
Right.
forget who I am because I change clothes and hair and styles and looks, and nobody ever remembers, and it's okay.
It's okay, as long as it's okay.
But I feel like I'm always just, I could do that, I could do that, I could do that. Yes, I've done that. Yes, I've done that. This is not my first rodeo. So, if you guys need, I started working as a gymnastics coach as my first job. Did that through high school and college. Also worked for the Sacramento County Office of Education, California High School Proficiency Exam Office. I've worked for Safeway, worked for a lot of different productions, been a stylist, a production designer, a costume designer, a producer, a lot of commercial shoots, regular shoots. I don't know, I do stuff. And I'm gonna keep doing stuff, so ask away any questions. I'll answer them. Josh Singer, it's his birthday today. Happy birthday!
Happy birthday!
Oh, sorry about dropping that F-bomb in the last video. I try and watch my mouth, but when crafting happens, sometimes it's a great way to deal with stress. What? Odin worked on Smosh? Yeah.
Yeah.
He has a meme of he's the man. But yes, he was the art department. Yeah. Because he did props and I did wardrobe. We got a greetings from
Brisbane, Australia.
Oh, wow.
Wow.
Yep, ABV, yep. Armory Terrain, yeah. I'm late, greetings from Brisbane. Hello, Armory Terrain, I recognize your logo. Strict Aphid, got any foam sword ideas? Yeah, there's a few ideas I had for making more foam swords. They just haven't happened yet. I've got a helmet coming up, followed by the head of a kaiju, followed by a helmet. So that's kind of the plans for the first 3 weeks in November. So ready for another helmet run? So Jaden is saying, everyone wonders who Felicia is. And the answer is, always, well, that's Felicia.
Yes.
And yeah, Starius says, I think someone asks that every live stream. Who's Felicia?
Just me. Since you are reading messages, hi from Costa Rica. Hi in Costa Rica. live from Yorkshire, England.
All right.
It's nice taking a while as I enjoy these live streams. Really good to see every step for a change and not just the cut down.
Right.
Yeah.
It'd be really hard to do the every step on a weekly video because I'll end up with, even cut down from me building it, I'll end up with 13 hours of raw footage on the timeline. And that's not even shooting all of it.
Yeah, but you also do overshoot.
But that's still just, I do overshoot.
But yeah.
I overshoot because I have 5 angles of 13 hours, so I've actually...
Oh, so it's not even counting the...
No, that's just 13 hours on the timeline stacked 5 layers deep.
Okay, so
I
wow.
super overshoot.
Dang.
For those of you in the live stream who haven't heard this story, I'll try and keep it really quick. I tried to set up Odin Makes to be a one-man show, right? Because I couldn't afford to pay a cameraman to hang out with me for multiple days while I built something. So what I have set up is a number of tripods all around me. There's a main one I'm talking to right now, and then I have one on a stick that hangs off the ceiling right over here, and I can switch to that one. So I got this camera over here, and then there's this camera, which right now is showing Toby's bottom, but usually that's pointed more at the table with what I'm working on. I have the in the frying pan camera that's actually down on the table what I'm working on, and then there's a 5th one that's over there that ultimately is just the opposite angle of this camera, but my little switcher only has 4 inputs, so I don't have that one plugged in. All of those run at the same time. All of those record until the cards run out, which is at a minimum 2.5 hours. There's times I stop beforehand, but I try to let the cards run out as a goal so I get stuff done. So all those then need to get dumped onto the computer, synced up in Adobe Premiere, and then I can start writing and cutting stuff down. And there's times when I choke to death on spit on camera.
You can't do that this year. Not with the things that are going on.
Yeah, because coffee's going to wash it down. And there's times when an hour and a half of building goes by, and I pick up 1 sentence worth of material out of this 5-layer deep, hour and a half worth of footage. So much wasted hard drive space, but it was the easiest way to do it. So a good question would be, well, how come you don't just have one camera and set up to get each piece as you're doing it?
Because that takes a lot of time while you're working to stop to think about what you're doing.
That's exactly it. I get in a creative brain and I'm not thinking about camera angles. So I set it up to just run so I didn't have to worry about it. It's kind of a lazy way to do it that actually ends up making more work. But there's a number of builders that do that. And I'm impressed because that requires being a cameraman and a storyteller and a creative builder all at the same time.
Yay for multitasking!
Yay for multitasking!
Okay. We got 2. All showered off?
Nope. Missed a spot. what's great is I'll miss that a lot when I'm actually just normally building. Because I got dust all over my fingers and I go to take my glasses off, so now I've touched my face like a little dot. I'll go for 2 hours recording with this black spot on my face. I have no idea it's there. So, yeah. Okay, this actually might be a little too wide.
You could always take little darts out of it if you needed to. You really get it to go and contour to the shape you need. Don't have to, but...
No, I hear you. I think I can probably...
Just moosh it in?
Just moosh it in?
Yeah, I think that's probably the better option, to moosh it in.
Moosh it in if it was a slightly...
And then trim from the edges.
Yeah, if it was a slightly softer foam, it would moosh in really well, but this one doesn't moosh much.
Smoosh. Yeah, you really... It's a little dense. Is that the Discord?
Yeah, I'm looking at my Discord really quick. And I don't have a camera set up to show it, but Jerry Rig Props just sent a picture of his shelf of helmets.
Ooh.
Some finished, some not so much. Need to really start a better display. Yeah, I get it. It's cool.
I feel ya. I have my serial killer wall
Right.
of random things. Ooh, Majora's Mask.
Yeah.
And
This really isn't fair. I should go focus a camera. But yeah, we've got Skyrim Dragonborn helmet. We've got a Phase 1 Trooper. There's Red Guardian helmet and Judge Dredd. Looks like possibly my Thor Ragnarok helmet. Majora's Mask. See Captain America's head, and that's the skull. That's not Taskmaster. It's the skull from Age of Ultron, right? I can't remember his name now. Then there's a Magneto, and the works in progress. I don't know the green one, but I'm gonna guess either Juggernaut or Ram Man from He-Man. My two guesses on that one.
mm-hmm. Hey there, Odin and Felicia. How the heck are you guys doing? Hope you're staying safe and well. So far, so good. Happy 2020, y'all.
Yeah.
Hey Odin, how do you pronounce that? Gianni? Genie? And you inspired me to make a Predator costume, and I did it on Halloween, so thank you for the inspiration.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yay! That is not an easy costume, and that's exciting.
So as best I can, I think I'm on the right channel.
It says program, yeah.
Oh, well, I'm at
Camera 2.
This is camera 2 with
Yeah.
me trying to hold my phone in front of the camera. So that's Jerry Riggs Props helmet shelf. So yeah, the ones I don't know for sure is the work in progress here that's on top of the Red Guardian helmet. The one I'm saying it kind of looks like Ram Man's helmet. Could be, but impressive. That's quite a collection of brain buckets.
Yay, we like to see you guys do stuff.
So that's from the Discord that I set up for my patrons, so they're able to
Can share
contact
photos.
directly. Yes. And the point being to share photos for live streams, because anybody can share photos with me on Instagram. That's cool, but this was the direct conversation.
Yeah. The VIPs.
The VIPs. CC, love the Bonnie Python reference. If she weighs the same as a duck, then she's a witch. A witch. This is my build for this Wednesday.
You guys get a preview.
None shall pass.
'Tis but a flesh wound.
It is what? No, it isn't. Tis but a scratch.
Everyone wonders who Felicia is, but nobody wonders how Felicia is doing. Love it.
I'm going to take a wild guess. Felicia's doing tired.
Yeah, I'm getting getting back that sleep schedule, trying to figure it out. Just a little bit. Aw. They're saying nice things. Thank you, guys.
Yeah, some very nice things. G-Man Fortress was wondering about checking out his YouTube channel. 11 years old, got a YouTube channel. If I can remember, I'll try and check it out, but I'm honestly busy working the rest of the day. And when it comes time for me to stop working, I don't really have a schedule to stop working. It's more like when exhaustion sets in enough and I have to stop working. I have a few go-to things that I watch that aren't really all that exciting.
The stuff you put on so your brain turns off?
Yeah, the stuff I put on so my brain turns off.
Can I use a little of that just real quick?
She just wants it because I'm using it.
Yeah, pretty much.
And believe it or not, I don't watch a lot of maker shows. Mostly because as an art form, I'm imitating. And I've noticed that I'll do that with speech patterns and how I write my scripts. So I haven't watched Punish Prop's video because I don't want to sound like Bill Duran. And I'll do it. It'll be really temporary, and I'm probably the only one that'll hear it. But that's kind of why and so I don't watch a lot of maker programs. Now I do watch Adam Savage.
Yeah.
Because there's this idea of if somebody has the success you want, you should imitate them. So I have no problems copying Adam Savage.
Yeah.
Even then, I don't think I'm copying him anyway. But man, is it funny listening to him with a lot of his background stuff. Because he talks about the car he used to have, which was a Volvo station wagon. I had a Volvo station wagon. He talks about playing the saxophone. I very poorly played the saxophone.
I very poorly played the saxophone.
Yeah. It's just all these things. And he does this. He has this uncanny ability from no matter what distance it is to throw an object and just miss the trash can. That's my mutant power. So yeah, that's it's fun.
Yeah, no, I'm a huge fan. Mythbusters just got me going. You know?
Pretty much, yep.
That was a good show. Very good show.
Although I enjoyed Jamie more in Mythbusters at first, but yeah, Adam.
I like the team. What you mean you don't work a 9 to 5? I work a 9 to 5. You don't work a 9 to 5 anymore.
You work a 5 to 3.
I work a 5 to 3, but yeah, no.
Yeah, and I work usually about a 10 to midnight, somewhere around there, with a 2-hour lunch.
Yeah, I have a day job.
Yeah, I had a day job. I worked a 9 to 5 for a television station. And I think that's part of the habit forming for working weird, stupid hours on the creative projects, because for years, that's the only time I had to work on creative projects was 3 a.m. Stupid stuff like that.
In reality, I have a week straight of I have to get a project done from start to finish, thought, built, and my whole life is that project until it's over.
In theory.
In theory, for like 2 weeks, a week, depending on how much time or notice I'm given. So working a regular 9 to 5 has been nice. I go and I go home.
Yes, and you can turn it off.
Exactly. That is just shocking. Oh wait, I'm done?
I'm done. That was nice about editing the TV station. That I could. When it was time to go, you walked away from it, and it didn't follow you home.
Yeah.
Getting back to Dad's, being an engineer, it did follow him home because his job was in his head. He just happened to sit at a desk with a drafting table doing his thing, or sit in a machine shop figuring out problems. But driving in traffic, he would continue to think about problems. And there's plenty of times I remember coming into the living room, and he's just sitting motionless in the chair that he'd built. The room has got this strata of cigarette smoke where it gets darker and lighter as it comes down, because he hasn't moved in so long that the air hasn't been disturbed, because he's thinking away doing his thing. He actually got into the habit when I was young. We'd go to the movies, because he could go to the movie. It was a totally different environment that wasn't home. He could disengage his brain, enjoy the movie, and then for the rest of the night he wasn't working. So I saw a ton of movies in the 80s in the theater because that's how Dad turned off. Later on in life, he discovered sailing, and that became his turn-off thing. He would hop in the sailboat and go play, and he would be able to not work as an engineer. He would just work on the boat.
That makes a lot of sense, because even though I do get to go home, I do pattern draft in my sleep.
Mm-hmm.
Like, my brain just wants to.
Yep. If you know what you're doing, and hopefully you like it.
I can't quite see from here.
Which one?
I don't know.
What, Phoebe Chow saying, Odin, Felicia, notice me, please?
You're noticed.
Eric Vincent says, civil engineering sucks. Been doing it for 30 years. Tired voice. I don't know if I did tired voice right. I might have been annoyed voice.
Yeah.
I'm not an actor.
Do you think this is...
Starius Prime. I've noticed that most YouTubers don't watch many other YouTubers because they're too busy making YouTube videos. Exactly. I'm going to be a YouTuber. I'm going to work 100 hours a week so I can have somebody come on and say, oh, you should have done that differently.
I appreciate that people have opinions.
Yes.
You watched. You cared enough.
You cared enough. I've actually gotten some really good ideas and feedbacks from some of those opinions.
Yeah.
But at the same time, you get the nitpicking guys. Oh, I thought you were going to make it out of metal.
Yeah, you thought wrong.
Yeah, you thought wrong. I see you're new to the channel.
You don't have an awl. You were going to use a small screwdriver, right?
Correct.
Yeah, sorry. They didn't hear me say that.
Oh, she's asking if I had an awl. I do not have an awl. I don't have an ice pick either, although they're quite different. Although honestly, I know awls because of those pictogram, pictures make words out of it. So in order to make holes, you can either spin an X-Acto knife. I have a hole punch for leather.
We're going through chainmail, foam, and vinyl. I think.
Or we can plug in the wood burner. Although we'll have more control with striking with a hammer and doing the hole punch, which will sound great on a microphone.
Hole punch more than a drill?
Yes.
Okay.
Because a drill will
get tangled.
It'll tangle
and snarl and be awful, and you'll hate your life. Yeah.
Yeah. Or you may not. It could work just fine, and it probably will, except in the critical one, where it's going to snarl and snag.
Yeah, and I want to start with the center front one first.
Yeah.
So.
Leather,
tool, and hammer it is. Hammer's over there?
Yeah, I usually get the little ball peen one. It's, I think, behind the rubber hammer.
Oh, I see.
So I have a couple of mismatched sets of leather punches that are old enough to drink, so they're dull.
Where are they getting all of this stuff down there? Like, there wasn't purple fabric there earlier.
Yeah, I don't know. He's pulling the purple fabric out, and looks like they tore up some of the cushions.
Yeah, those were put together.
Those were put together, yeah.
They're just laying there. How?
Well, this one's not going to work, so this would be the one. Oh, wait, is this one better? Oh, let's do that one. Let's not have your hair get in the glue.
Oh, dang it. I was going to add extensions.
Oh, yeah. Do something with the play did that. She got these huge full hair of like braided extensions. She looked great for like about a month and a half. And then so much of her hair got torn and broke because of the weight of the extensions that she was bald for the rest of the summer. And it wasn't like it hurt. It was a slow process, but still,
Yeah, no, I've been there, done that, burned my forehead trying to use a curling iron.
All right, yeah. I haven't done that, but I've burnt my forehead on plenty of other stupid things.
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
Granted, it was my sister's fault, and I never let her live it down. But...
Well, that's what sisters are for.
Right? Yes. And somebody mentioned that a nail works great as an awl, and I completely agree.
Fair enough. You want a nail?
Well, I was just going to let you use your cool little leather punch because it'll cut a hole and do the same thing at the same time, so I wasn't going to complain.
Fine.
Yes. The dogs are being good. Yes, they are. They're good boys. I don't see it anymore, but I know somebody was asking what kind of dogs they are.
Four-legged.
Yeah. Toby is a pit bull. He's the one that looks like a cow. And Bruno is a wiener dog. And he's brown, and his name means brown. It's very unoriginal. There's that. Drill bits plus chain equals a big no-no. Agreed.
Right.
Um...
Man. Now we gotta need to...
Hi, Odin.
Hello.
Hey there, Odin. Thank you for all the inspiration, tips, time, and effort. I've only built one of your on-screen projects so far, even though I've been watching your awesome videos for years.
Cool. Well, thank you.
Yeah, that's Brian Zappo. Yeah. I don't know, sometimes I was watching some of your videos, and even though I'm never going to make that project,
Right.
I go, you know what? That's really good information. That's a good tip for working with foam or paint and stuff, so. I stole your spot, I'm sorry.
That's all right. You can steal my spot. I had a bunch of leather impacted in this thing, so I was clearing it out to make it easier to do what we wanted to do.
Safety pin?
No, actually, I having to get a drill bit because it's something I can actually push on to push it out. It was a sausage of leather that was stuck in there.
Typically use a safety pin, stab it down in there.
Okay.
Similar thing that you use a drill bit, but I use.
And then a piece of plywood. There it is.
Toby looks like a big sweetie. He is.
Hello. So I've got some friends and family that walked in. We got about, well, technically 5 minutes, so probably 10 to 12 will actually finally be done because we've never seen it on time. Although we could talk about wrapping it up. It is 5 till 2 o'clock, and the goal has always been to live stream from noon till 2 o'clock. We're trying to get things done. I'm going to be gluing the front half of the clamshell together. The glue is on there and drying, so that's going to happen even if the cameras are off. Do you want to hear me strike this with a hammer? A nice tink, 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 2 feet from the microphone? We can probably do that off camera. What we're going to end up doing is just doing a leather punch where the rivets need to go. So we'll put the holes in, but we won't do the rivets in the assembly until next week. But in the meantime, I've had a lot of fun.
Yeah.
And even though this is the second live stream that we've done in almost 36 hours, it's been fun.
I did sleep a lot yesterday, even though I didn't sleep.
Even though you didn't sleep, you did sleep? Right.
Yeah.
Well, I didn't sleep, so I didn't sleep. But that's my own. I do that to myself. But anyway, guys, thank you so much for spending your afternoon with us. I hope that we got enough shout outs for those of you that are asking for them. Those of you who participated in the super chat, you're freaking awesome. Thank you very much for that. I appreciate it. Yeah. So does she and all of us. That is a lot of generosity and appreciated. And I can't remember any of their names right now. But we tried to shout out the name when they went by. And what we're going to do is next week at noon Pacific time, because we're in California, we're going to start live streaming again and pick up right where we are now and continue on with this project.
Except for we're going to do holes.
Yeah, we'll do holes, and I'm going to glue stuff because there's stuff that's in the process of happening. Can't guarantee that I'll be working with a Dremel and a vacuum the whole time, so it may not be exactly the same ASMR experience, but I'm sure whatever it is that we're going to end up doing next week, it'll still be fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, we're going to be...
Well, I meant the process of what we're doing.
Yeah, no, I know.
I don't have a guarantee on what we're doing. This also gives us a chance, since we never got around to plastic dipping the clamshell.
Oh, yeah, I wanted to spray that down. That's a lot to do off of...
We could do that off camera, or you could go to World Class Textiles and find a vinyl you'll like.
That does give me time. I don't like vinyl, but yes, it does give me time.
You want to blow a lot of money and use Ultra Suede?
Well, I would do a doe skin, but no.
Okay.
Yeah. I honestly, thrift store.
Yeah,
leather,
thrift store, leather
jacket.
Craigslist leather couch. Yeah.
No, because then you have to dispose of a bit.
Yeah, whatever.
Add $25 plus gas to dump it off at the dump.
Oh, it's cheaper than buying leather from Tandy.
Although World Class, they have leather that's actually affordable.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, you told me that.
Yeah.
I just didn't look for it because that's not what I was after.
Yeah, exactly. You have to ask.
Okay, right.
Anyways, yeah, there's secret places that you could get deals.
So thank you, Starius, for being our moderator. Hello again to Jaden L. Yeah, thank you, Jerry Rigged Props. Jerry Rigged Props. I'll get that out eventually. Anyway, this has been yet another live stream, and it's been a lot of fun. I'm Odin. You can find me on Facebook and Instagram and YouTube as Odin Makes, and I've got a Facebook group called Odin's Makers.
And you have your...
And I also have my Patreon, which has an exclusive Discord, all for the different Odin Makes people. The Discord server is just a way of directly asking questions before the live stream happens, or even during the live stream, because the chat moves by so quickly, we don't always catch all the comments. Can anybody find you anywhere?
I'm on Instagram. You can find me at Ish87, Ish_87 at Instagram, and that's pretty much where I'm at.
All right, and Ish is EESH underscore?
EESH_87, yes.
Echo Sierra Hotel. Yes, good. All righty. So thank you for spending the afternoon with us. This is me trying to sign off for the 8th time because I'm awkward and I don't know how to say goodbye. Click the button.
Which one?
The right one.
I'll let you do it.
Sure. Well, one time I thought that was the button, but that's not the button. That's just the button. Then down here, this one's the confirm button, and that's the one that does it.